The Hayter Harrier engine's back together. Basically just a rebuild. Had new exhaust on it, new exhaust cover. They were rotted through. New spark plug. Obviously it'll have fresh oil, but there's no oil in it at the moment. As you can see in the original photos, this housing had all this section missing, so I've replaced that, plastic welded a new bit in. I'm not looking for invisible mending. I mean, all it does is direct the airflow, really, doesn't it? A bit cosmetic, but the mower itself will be usable. And well, you can do what you can do with the bits you got. I did have a look for another cowling, but there weren't any available at the time, so start the motor up under there. So anyway, that's the engine back together. The deck's still in primer. I'm just waiting for a top coat to come in. Deck's over here still. Got primer all over it now. So as soon as the top coat comes in, then that'll be done. As you can see, the top coat for the Hayter arrived. I'm going to give it another couple of coats. Don't look too bad, but it's a little bit bitty. I'm not quite sure why it came out like that, so I'm going to give it a couple of days to harden off a bit, and I'll rub it down and give it another top coat. But it's not looking too bad. What else have I done? Quick look around here. The bag for the Hayter there. Front wheels for it. Hayter blowback. It's been sitting down here for a while. Needs a new primer bulb. And here's the rear roller. I'm just going to mount that back on the plate. All I did was wire brush the metalwork off, give me a coat of hammerite just to protect it again. And there's the drive on the side of the roller. That just needs to be re-greased up. I've only taken the cover off because the cover had a hole in it. Not sure where I'll put the cover right a second. I've got to weld a bit of metal, and there's the blade disc. This is a second hand one I've just picked up. Got this off eBay. Not in the best condition, but it's certainly usable, considering the one that I had was non-existent. It just rusted out totally. So the blade will bite onto that, and it's virtually all going back together now, really. Here's the end cover for the chain. You can see it's rusted through. I'm just going to put some metal around that, weld it on. It's only really just to stop the water getting in, so not too much to worry about. Alright, so here's the roller rear cover back on. As you can see, I've just folded a bit of metal around where the hole was, welded it both sides, and then knocked it over. It's all welded on, and good strong repair, repainted and greased up inside. That's what the mechanism looks like. This pulley here has a hexagon drive inside. The pulley's got a hexagon shape on it. It just sits on it, and a couple of circlips hold that in place. This spring here, that's the height adjusting mechanism that attaches to there, and in this case it's just got a dowel through the top of the pin. Only when you fit it, you need to put this end of the spring in first. I'm going to put a plastic tie around the other end of the spring and pull it up, and then put the dowel in. The tensioners here. This hole here has a spring in it, and this is the quadrant which mounts on the deck. and that also has a hole there to attach the spring. That puts the tension on the tensioner. This is the belt tensioner. So when you pull the cable, that pulls the tension on and it makes it drive. This was all seized up, but it's just been freed off and oiled up, so that's all working. Yeah, so that's about it for the roller mechanism. And I say it's a case of putting the quadrant on the deck, and then that brush goes underneath the quadrant, stops all the grass getting down into the mechanism, and then it'll be a case of bolting this back end back into the deck. Right, here's that spring in position now. As you can see, there's the dowel holding it in. Loads of tension there, so that will do the job. Takes a little bit of brute force and a lot of swearing. If you're not swearing, you're not doing it right. Fortunately, because I have to hold my camera, I can't show you me doing it. So, but take my word for it, if you're not swearing, it's going in too easy. So this is a little bit later on again. There's the quadrant and the brush all bolted in, and it's the front wheel section, front wheels and the underguard bolted on. Right, I'm going to leave this second video at this point, and then the last one will hopefully show it all going back together.